Hi everyone, I'm here to share a story with you, a story that has happened to someone whose name must remain undisclosed. It's a story that has been kept secret for far too long, and I believe it's time for it to be heard. However, for the sake of privacy, the names of the individuals in this story will be replaced with randomized names. The person who told me this story said, "The story is about a neighborhood that I used to live in. A neighborhood that was once peaceful, but soon became plagued by strange happenings and eerie occurrences. At first, I dismissed it as mere coincidence, but as the events continued to unfold, I couldn't ignore the fact that something sinister was at play. It all started with small, almost imperceptible things. Doors that would open and close on their own, strange noises in the middle of the night, and shadows that would appear and disappear without a trace. People began to whisper about the chance of a ghostly or paranormal presence, but I remained skeptical. Then, things took a dark turn. The disappearance of a beloved pet, strange messages left in people's mailboxes, and even break-ins that seemed to be carried out by someone who knew their way around the neighborhood. People began to fear for their safety, and rumors started to circulate about a creepy person who lived among us. One neighbor, Miss S. Johnson, told me about a time when she was home alone and heard someone walking around outside her house. She looked out the window and saw a figure standing in her yard, but when she opened the door to see who it was, there was no one there. She was sure that she had seen someone, but when she called the police, they found no evidence of anyone being there. Another neighbor, Mr. Smith, reported that he had received a strange message in his mailbox that read, "I'm watching you." He was shaken and scared by the message and was sure that someone was following him. He immediately installed a security system, but the messages continued to come, and he couldn't shake the feeling that he was being watched. I was determined to get to the bottom of these strange occurrences, so I began to do some investigating of my own. I spoke to everyone in the neighborhood, asked questions, and pieced together the events that had taken place. And what I discovered was truly shocking. The person behind all of these events was none other than our neighbor, Mr. Anderson. He was a quiet, unassuming man who kept to himself. No one suspected him of being capable of such evil, but as it turned out, he had a dark and twisted past that he had kept hidden from everyone. As I delved deeper into his past, I discovered that Mr. Anderson had a history of psychological instability and had been in and out of mental institutions. Despite his history, he had managed to keep his past hidden and blend in with the rest of the neighborhood. But what was the reason for his transition to such sinister behavior? What was his motivation? I decided to confront him, to try and get to the bottom of things. When I confronted him, he became extremely defensive and angry, and I realized that I had made a grave mistake. His eyes turned red with fury and his face twisted into a menacing snarl. He lunged towards me with a raised fist, and I stumbled back in fear. I had never seen such raw anger in someone before. He started mumbling something under his breath that I couldn't understand, but it sounded like some kind of dark witchcraft. Suddenly, the room grew colder and the shadows around us seemed to stretch and grow as if they were alive. I could feel an unseen force closing in on me, suffocating me with its cold embrace. I managed to dodge his attack and make a break for it. I pulled open the door with all my might and stumbled out into the moonlight. I didn't look back. I just kept running and running until I was far away from that place. My heart was pounding in my chest, and I felt like I couldn't catch my breath. I was shaking all over, but I was also filled with a sense of relief. I was grateful to be alive. I called the police, and Mr. Anderson was eventually caught and brought to justice. But the fear and suspicion that he had instilled in our neighborhood lingered long after he was gone. The events that had taken place in our neighborhood were a chilling reminder that sometimes the most dangerous people are the ones that no one suspects. The reality of what happened in my old neighborhood is a reminder that we can never truly know what goes on behind closed doors, and it's important to always be vigilant and aware of our surroundings. I hope that this story has been as intriguing for you as it was for me. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more real-life horror stories like this one. If you have any similar experiences or stories that you would like to share, please leave a comment below. always remember, the dead never truly leave